Hello friends, hope you're having a wonderful week. I've decided that it's time to try something new. A while back, I got the idea to pick 2 subgenres and try them out. It has to be 2 subgenres that I've never picked up before. I did my research and I picked 2 that I'm not quite sure how I will like them. So first genre is a hockey romance. And I've been avoiding these because I'm afraid I'm gonna think they're silly. And it was really hard to find one that I wanted to read. I kept reading the back of books and going, no. But I ended up with Unsteady by Peyton, Corinne, I think. Yeah. Here we follow Reese and Sadie. He's been in an accident and is having a hard time getting back on the ice. She is a figure skater who seems to have really troubled home life. She sees him panic attacking on the ice, and yeah, it goes from there. So this is what I'm reading for the subgenre hockey romance. Next subgenre, I picked gaming lit. I wanted them to be pretty different. I picked Ready Player One by Ernest Cline because I've seen this so many times and I've been really hesitant because I'm not sure that this is gonna be for me. But I mean, that's the experiment as well, right? So these are my 2 picks for my subgenre exploration. We will try them out and see what we think. I'm going to start with the romance, I think, and I'll of course give you some updates along the way. So grab your fika and let's start reading. Okay, so just straight up after the first chapter, I have a 2 questions for you. What do you guys think about the playlist pages in the beginning of some books that we are seeing? I'm not sure. Do you listen to music whilst you're reading, or is it just for the vibes? Second question is, do you like dual POVs where you get both his and her side? I personally love it because I always want to know what the other person is thinking or feeling about what just happened, and for me that just speeds up my reading so much. We just got a little sneak of what happened to Reese in the first chapter, so I have to go get my laundry and I'm gonna meet a friend and I'm gonna help out my grandma, so I'm gonna continue reading later tonight. See you then. So, I made some progress yesterday, read a good chunk of this book, only this little bit left. I stayed up way too late until I was like, Linnea, you have to go to sleep now, otherwise you will not get any sleep at all, basically. So I'm like 240 pages in. And I, of course, got some thoughts for you. Okay, first of all, the main couple is very sweet in a lot of ways. There has been some scenes as well that just reminded me of my early 20s, which was quite nice, the fun parts. The book is dealing with some heavy topics as well that are really close to my heart and also reminds me of other periods of my life. I think that the author balances those 2 sides of the story quite nicely. It does read a bit young, but that feels in keeping with the age of the characters as well, being in their early 20s. It's one thing that's been annoying me a bit, and it's the like tiny girl, huge dude trope. because it's just used so often, and it's such an emphasis all the time of him towering over her and having his huge hands on her tiny, tiny waist. And yeah, it's a bit annoying. I am still wondering if this is going to be another heavy subject dealt with in this book, because from a conversation with her coach, it feels like it could be. Either way, the emphasis is always very much in like sexy situations, and yeah, I know they're athletes, but it feels like she's also picked very stereotypical looks for a hockey player and a figure skater. So yeah, not a huge fan of that. Yeah, that's like my main issue so far with the book. There are some unhealthy choices in here by the characters, but it also feels in keeping with what they're going through, and it seems like they are trying to take responsibility for them and grow, so that doesn't bother me as much, actually. The early parts of your 20s also are very much that time in your life when you're for real trying to be an adult. And the book also touches on this power dynamic between adults and young adults and kids. And there are two little boys in here that had just completely stolen my heart. Yeah, there are a lot of stuff going on in this book, more than I thought it would be. I thought it would be like a more casual uni romance kind of thing with some hockey in it, basically. So now it's one of those annoying times when I've read a good chunk of the book, but I'm going to be very busy, so I'm not going to be able to sit down and finish it, and I'm not even sure if I will be able to finish it in one sitting, because I might have to just steal reading time every once in a while, because I'm going away to do Christmas gigs over the weekend, and there's a lot of other work stuff that I need to do. So yeah, as soon as I sit down for real and read, I'm gonna bring you along. So see you later. All right, I did manage to get a few chapters in yesterday, not quite finished yet. And now we're going up for breakfast, and then we'll take a walk to talk about some of our upcoming gigs. So yeah, follow along. After the walk and the lunch, I was too tired to read. I took a nap, and then I've just been getting ready for the gig. I'm on my way up now, and yeah, maybe I'll get some chapters in tonight, but otherwise I'll just finish the book at home tomorrow. But now, time to work, time to sing, time to create, hopefully, some kind of holiday spirit. See you later. Well, I've been home for like 2 days now, and haven't really read anything in Unsteady. I am almost finished with another book. I just felt that I wanted to read the last little bit of it in one go. So tonight I would like to finish the book, but I bought a Christmas tree today, so I thought that First, we should decorate because I also have an idea for a reading spot that I want to try out. So yeah, we'll do that and then we'll finish Unsteady. Sounds like a plan. I just love how it can be like complete chaos in my life, but at least my Christmas lights are in order. I also got some book mail this morning, so I thought we'd open it together. I only ordered one book, it was on sale. I have ordered some other books on sale from another site that I'm waiting for. This one I've been eyeing for a while. Let's see. It's Orbital by Samantha Hardy. It felt very intriguing to me. I really look forward to reading this. We'll see. I have so many reading plans for the end of the year, so we'll see if I'll get to it. Pages have to be read. But now let's make some tea and start reading. Okay, so we finished Unsteady. I enjoyed most of it. I'm going to wait till the end of the video and give you my final thoughts on both books that we're reading for this vlog. So let's dive into the second book. So the next book is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now, Gaming Lit has been on my radar because I've seen this book and a couple of others being talked about, but I've always been like, I don't know, is that for me? But that's what this vlog is about, you know? I'm very curious. The other one was more of a safer choice, I think, because I like romance. I just wasn't sure if I would like hockey romance, what to do but start reading. Okay, I read the prologue. I then realized I had eaten since breakfast, so I made a salad. We're following a young guy who, like most of the world, is playing this game called Oasis, and basically the world has gone to shit, and Oasis is this like virtual utopian paradise where you can do whatever you like, be whatever you like, and just with tons of different worlds and planets and stuff like that. The creator of this game is a billionaire, and the prologue basically tells that he dies. He then tells the world about this hidden part of the game, and if you find it, you inherit everything from him. because he doesn't have any heirs. So that's the setup for this book. Sounds interesting. It's going to be really interesting to follow. Right now I have to eat. I have to also do some admin for my business. So I'm going to do that whilst just watching a movie, and then I have to go to my grandma to leave a rug that I've picked up for her. Just wanted to start the book to like get into the headspace of what this book is going to be. So that was quite nice. And yeah, I'll see you later. Hey there, it's been a while. I've been super busy doing Christmas, December stuff, being away doing gigs. That's where I am now. But I have been reading, so I'm a little more than halfway through. Chapter 20. I'm now on the next section of the book, which is level 2. And I have some thoughts. It's kind of fast-paced. It was a little slow in the beginning, a lot of information, and it still is sometime where you get these chapters with like a lot of information at the same time. So it's video game based, obviously, and the first part of when the video game got going, so to say, I felt was maybe a little too easy, and then suddenly it flipped and a lot of stuff happened. But I still felt that it should have been a little more, to start with. Just, it didn't feel that realistic for it to have gone such a long time before anything happened and before anyone figured anything out. Also, I kind of figured out where the first location was, like not exactly, but on which planet, kind of directly. So that also made it feel not very realistic as well. How can it take anyone 5 years when I just figured it out by reading it straight away? So there was a little disconnect there, I felt. Otherwise, I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of references to games and films, and I know some of them, but not all of them. And you really get that geeky, nerdy vibe, and I really like that. But sometimes it's just like I'm reading so much information that I have no idea what it is, that my brain just like zooms out a little bit. But yeah, now I thought I'd get some reading in before it's time to get ready. So let's read. Okay, here we are to sum up this project, this experiment. I've read 2 subgenres that I've never read before. Well, that's not quite true, because you know what? I didn't finish. I was forced to accept by time itself that I wouldn't be able to finish this before this video had to go up, because it has to be done today so that I can have time to pack and prepare and go off to celebrate Christmas with my family. So yeah, a little bit more than halfway through, not as much as I would have liked. There's just been too much life and work and all of that stuff, you know? But hey, let's talk about them anyway. We'll take Ready Player One first. So, as I've touched on, the reading experience for me was a little bit uneven. It's sometimes very pop culture, trivia heavy, and that's fine, in reasonable doses. It's also very trivia heavy when it comes to very nerdy, very specific game trivia. That's where I felt myself spacing out sometimes a little bit more. It was just too much info dumping sometimes. Besides that, I quite like the pacing when the game is in motion. And I really get that feeling, you know, when you're almost at the next level. It's you can just feel that it's going really well and you're almost there, but you've not really reached it yet, you know, that whew. Same with like trying to solve the puzzle, figuring out the clues and what's going on and who to trust, all those kind of things. I really enjoyed it. It was that gaming experience. It was just when it came to the info dumping, and maybe that doesn't matter when I've read all of it, when you see the whole picture, because it feels like there's also a lot of clues and stuff embedded in there. Yeah, we'll see when we get there. But all of this leads me to think that I could probably enjoy this subgenre. I mean, it could be fun to try another book, maybe by another author. So if you have any recommendations for that, please let me know. The book also offers a lot of reflection on humanity, class, and our relationship with technology and nature. And I'm very curious how the last part, like the last third of the book, is gonna go, how it will play out. And I really like that it has that gaming experience, but also a reflective side. Really, really like that. So could be a good experience. It is so far. We'll see what happens. Let's go on to Unsteady, give you my final thoughts on that one. As I said, it deals with a lot of trauma. I have my opinions on the ending. Not gonna say anything or spoil it here, so don't worry. I like the characters and the themes of this book. They coincide a lot with me as a person. And because of that, I'm finding myself more forgiving about its flaws. But what about the genre? Well, it did surprise me. It was different than what I thought it would be. But is it a fair representation of the subgenre? I don't know. And I'm not sure that I would pick up another hockey romance to find out. Maybe by the same author. So that would probably not tell me if it's a good representation of the genre. But, you know, if I were to pick up another one, it would probably be by the same author. But yeah, positive surprise. Not as surprised by the gaming lit, but okay, so let's see. One genre that I'm unsure of, and the other that I would like to explore more. If you got any recommendations for any of these genres, just please let me know. And if you've read any of these books or both, I would just love to hear your thoughts. I quite enjoyed this little experiment. It actually made me rethink and redefine the list that I'm working on for my monthly genre project that we're starting in January, mixing broader genres with more specific subgenres. So that was quite fun. I think that's all for this vlog. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, joining me in this experiment. And hey, I'll see you in the next one.